time on Dual Destinies. Alf gets. Let's do this. In case you missed anything, let's fill you in on this case. The boss and I joined forces to listen to Orla's heart. And all we heard was fleet, fleet, fleet. But some uncovered video evidence in a Switch swashbuckling song proved once and for all that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated Orla. The pieces are all in place. Let's make this pirate walk the plank. El Juicio continua in Dual Destinies.
But what do you mean, impossible?
I shall sing ye a little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hark ye well now. Yo, walkie-talkie B broke for real. Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the plume on the scene. Broke before rock could ever dream. Legit goof during clean time. I but Bill suck a lawyer spit in lies. That ogre don't listen to me, K. Kill the caps, yo, you so cray.
Here we go again with that flip-flop music.
It's hip-hop, you old cracker.
Broken? Of all the flimsy excuses! Build sucking? That was uncalled for! Ugh.
You probably broke it on purpose after the fact.
That'd be untrue, little lassie. Although I can't prove when it really was. Lucky be it for me. Ye lawyers be the ones who have the proving to do.
After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it! There's got to be a way! Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it! If he won't budge, then I just gotta push harder. There's gotta be something in these rap lyrics other than insults directed at me. Bilge-sucking lawyer spitting. How dare he insult my profession? Moreover, how dare he call me cray-cray? Hold it! There could have been some other way besides the walkie-talkie to issue the command.
Silence!
Yes, the Orca could have received a signal from the defendant's whistle. Is that the point you're trying to concede?
Objection! Well, that's not what I'm saying. Some other way besides the whistle.
Rotten lawyer, black-eyed samurai. Time for a freestyle and drive-by. This is the truth. Sasha's legit. Orca is guilty, you gotta admit. I tell ya, it be all the Orca's doing. If ye don't belay all this bilge, I shall diss ye with some rap.
I believe you've already been doing that.
I'm not even sure where to start with testimony like this. I mean, how can we possibly prove when his walkie-talkie broke?
Yeah, it's all pretty convenient for him, I have to say. All we can do is stay calm and keep pressing him for as much as we can. Maybe we'll find a place we can break through somewhere. After all, that is ultimately our jobs as lawyers, to keep questioning until we find the truth. Hold it! Mr. Rhymes, are you sure it was your walkie-talkie that was broken?
Of course I be sure, although it doesn't have me name written on it or anything. But ye can't prove it be not me walkie now, can ye?
I'll never save Sasha this way. I have to figure out how we got a command to Orla.
If Rhymes couldn't get a command to the Orca, your theory crumbles. Everything you've done will all go up in smoke.
I be not on the prosecution side neither, mind ye. The defendant be innocent, says I. But either way, me walkie-talkie was broken, and that be the truth.
And that be the truth, you say? I'm not so sure about that. Hold it! Do you have some way of proving that statement?
Silence!
The burden of proof is on you. If you can't do that, then we can end this cross-examination right now.
boy! Yo! Yo! Ho! Ho! Proof that it broke? Bro, you a joke. Lag even for a second, you gonna choke. Right, wanna press on every word? No! You gonna front? Then bring the pain, or stop and walk away in shame!
Oh, he makes me so mad! We gotta come up with our own freestyle, boss.
Let's get him back with evidence instead, shall we? No mixtapes.
Witness, please continue your testimony about the walkie-talkie.
You legit goofed. What happened?
After I helped Sasha with the cleaning, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it with me.
It does indeed appear to be broken.
With me walkie-talkie broken, there'd be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given the orca any commands.
Oh, your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose.
Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose? Where be your proof?
I don't have any proof.
If his walkie-talkie was truly broken, then it throws a monkey wrench into my whole theory. When he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything.
You'll ne'er get me to agree that poxed orca be innocent. If something be not done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. The orca killed the captain! It weren't me!
So you intend to continue to claim that the defendant is innocent, do you? But I won't stand for that. Now then, Right, Dono, what's your next move?
Your Honor! I would like to examine that walkie-talkie if you don't mind.
Certainly. Here you are.
Alright, let's see if there's any way to tell when this walkie-talkie was broken.
If he gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time.
Tap and slide the bottom of the screen to move the evidence. Wait, why would I need to tap and slide? I have hands. I can move things myself. Alright, champ, we're not exactly in a good spot right now, so hopefully this examination can buy us some time. If we can find any indication of when this walkie-talkie was broken, then maybe, just maybe, we still have a chance.
Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks.
Hey, you're right. A bite this big. I wonder if it was Orla. Wait, a walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday?
It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget.
Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be?
Not odd about it, don't you agree? Time to give up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the orca. Just save Sasha, says I.
I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable?
A stubborn one you be.
You're right about one thing, Marlon Rhymes. I am stubborn. Stubborn enough to catch you in your lie.
Objection!
The walkie-talkie that the witness brought with him to court today may have been stolen from the victim, Mr. Jack Shipley.
Mr. Lawyer, our aquarium may look like a band of pirates, but thievery?
According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body.
Methinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken, be that not right? So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine!
I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the fall. You stole the walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes?
Silence!
I will not allow such leading questions, right, Dodo? If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence.
Certainly. I plan on doing just that. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, please look at these tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie.
Tooth marks? Ah, yes, I see them.
Now you see, the victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who, may I remind you, died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Ms. Summers in her mouth.
If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for. Which means he could have used it to command the Orca after all.
But wait, there's more, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley.
Well, sink me right down under. Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer.
What? He still won't admit it?
This walkie-talkie be mine, says I.
Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it?
I've had many the run-in with that orca myself. She bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of our fights are carved here into me body.
My goodness, you look like you've been attacked by a Sharknado.
What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla?
Ahoy! Yo! Ho! Ho! You want some answers? I got some, mate! These scars from Orla? That be right! That girl can put up a nasty fight! That orca bit me and left me scarred! Had a rep to protect, so I hit that bitch hard, Mr. Lawyer! I win! Just being frank, and as for the orca, she get the plank!
I can't let him run this show! I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim!
And you can forget about fingerprints. I always keep my walkie-talkie clean and polished.
This man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way!
Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them?
Funny how?
Something is different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen.
The only ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy.
It's just a tiny difference. It might not even mean anything.
Well, right now, we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. If I can figure out what's different about those bite marks, then maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix! You can turn everything around right here and right now! Come on. Think! Think! Time to review the facts we have so far. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show stage pool. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he kept as a memento of Azura Summers. I have to find a way to prove that it is indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim? Tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? Two different bite mark patterns. When I look closely, I see two different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had two variations as well? Two different songs. A year ago, the orca's song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? I can't turn back now, Phoenix. Just keep thinking. What's behind the fact that the orca's tooth marks and song were different a year ago? Eureka! They are two different orcas! I'm starting to think there are two different orcas, the one a year ago and Orla now. And if the orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means a bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's like Rhymes said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim.
Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Is everything all right?
I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor.
Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono?
Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackquill.
And what is this astonishing thing you've realized?
Until just now, I thought the orca at Shipshape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same orca. However, two inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be two Aura Shipleys!
What? Two different orcas?
But that's impossible!
Search your feelings, Prosecutor Blackquill. You know it to be true.
Order! Order in the court!
Explain yourself! What is the basis for this preposterous claim?
The orca show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the orca a year ago was a different orca. Two different orcas, two different songs. It explains the show song contradiction.
What be this Bilgewater talk? I don't understand.
This Bilgewater talk is the truth. Truth that'll finally catch you out in your lies. You claim that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. The two different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and on the dummy prove this.
What? Two different patterns, you say? Impossible!
Silence!
While I will concede that there is a possibility that two different orcas exist, bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence.
Alright, I will show you conclusive evidence then. So he wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The orca a year ago and Orla have two different songs and different teeth. Don't I have two videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences? I will now submit two videos with which the different songs and teeth can be compared. Here's one. Take that! And here is the other. Take that! Please compare these two videos, one from a year ago and one recent. As discussed, the two orcas are singing two different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the two orcas' teeth.
How exactly do you claim their teeth are different?
Let's look for shots in the two videos where the orcas' teeth are shown. This is Orla in the most recent video of the Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth.
What a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious.
Next, let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago. Just as I thought, the teeth marks are different.
Oh, I believe this smile is a little different than the one we saw a moment ago.
As you can see, the orca from a year ago has one tooth that's broken off.
If the teeth are different, then...
Yes, if the teeth marks are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that one tooth is missing from that pattern.
Ah, I see it, just like the smile of the orca in last year's video.
The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we now know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca.
Two different orcas? I can't believe it!
The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is... the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes! Looks like your mixtape has lost its fire, Mr. Rhymes.
No. You got it all wrong. It'd be all the fault of that orca! You got it all wrong! Blimey! It'd be the orca's fault! You can't be! Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody.
Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Orla Shipley. Sasha Buckler.
Yes, Captain Judge?
Is what Mr. Wright claims true? Are there two different orcas?
The secret ship-shape aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue.
Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Orla Shipley. There actually used to be two orcas at Shipshape Aquarium. I used to call the first Orla Shipley just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore. But Orla was in bad shape, and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on at Shipshape Aquarium.
Why didn't you say anything about there being two orcas?
Well, because... after the accident a year ago, Aura was put down.
next time.